Okay, well, it's holiday season, so I got to make the sort of how do you survive the holiday season with a narcissistic partner or a narcissistic family or even a narcissistic workplace. So it's the holiday season, yay! And that's clear. And folks who have narcissistic family systems or partners or friends or bosses or all of the above often walk gently into this season because it's a whole new set of ways to get your heart broken at a time when you wanted to sort of get lost in the pretty lights of it all. And there's something about the forced festivity, the idea that somehow a magic elf will make it all right, the gift giving, the childhood memories, and the hope that this year it can be different. It gets messy quickly, and it can evoke lots of grief, more than at other times of year. Because of the sort of changes in schedules, you may lose some of your routines like work and other schedules, which are often what keep you a little bit sane in the midst of these demanding relationships. Then throw in there that there is something about the holiday season that gets the narcissistic people frothed up. Whether they get lost in the optics and it all looking perfect, or they're passive aggressive grumbling about what a waste of time and money it is, whatever it is, either they're grinching or they're perfectionism, and either way it feels terrible. And then there are the self-righteous, controlling narcissistic people who want the holidays to run with military precision and don't account for little things like kids getting sick and weather delays and the stuff of life that are endemic at this time of year. So here is this year's survival guide to navigating the holiday season when you have a narcissistic family or partner or friends or the whole crew. Number one, engage in holiday activities with friends or family members whose company you actually enjoy. So much of the holiday time and money and effort can feel like it goes to people who are not even that grateful, who require your presence, and who complain and make it not only not fun, but even downright abusive. So create some sort of holiday tradition with people you care about. It may not be on the day itself. It could be a week before, a week after, but these healthy friends or selected healthy family members. It could be a very small gift exchange. It could be a dinner out. It could be baking. It could be something that is just yours and that you look forward to. And then before you know it, give it a couple years and it could become a real tradition, something that makes this time of year feel sane. But having something like this can put some real zing and camaraderie and support back into your holiday. Number two, do not try to wow the narcissistic person with a gift. It'll never be enough. It'll never be just right enough. And you may go broke trying to get them the perfect thing. Gift giving with narcissistic people is a fraught space. You may get into the people-pleasy hope that this year is the year you'll get it right and they're going to love it. You found the perfect thing. And narcissistic people often care a lot about gift giving, which can not only feel confusing because the whole gift giving thing gets so obsessive for them and it does feel like they're putting in effort, but then you also know that if you don't react the right way, even if they get you something that doesn't make any sense, there will be hell to pay. Keep it simple. Either way, the gift-giving thing is going to be a disaster. So stick to your budgets because it's easy to spend too much in the hope that you will get it just right and they will finally be happy. And maybe you will get the right gift and they will be, but only for a minute. But when the next thing goes wrong and they rage at you, it can feel like you're back at square zero and you can't get that money back. So have that budget and do your best. Be prepared for all the toxic stuff that happens around gift giving, including them doing things like spending way more money than what the Secret Santa budget was, and then feeling like a victim about the gift they get. I've seen it all. Number three, figure out what and who your true north people are and strive to make it the best holiday possible for those folks. Typically, they're children or just a sweet family member. There are always some good, sweet, and not narcissistic people in your midst for whom you do want this to be a special season. These are often children. Maybe it's a special relative or family member or friend. Keep your focus on them. You want to do all that gift stuff? Maybe make it special for them. But it's going back to that whole idea of the true north of it all and making it about those people rather than trying to cater to the difficult people in your midst who will never be happy no matter what you do. And this could salvage the season for you. Number 4, let's play some narcissism bingo and make your cards now. Now, you know I love a narcissism bingo anytime it's the holidays. So start making those cards now. Just keep them to yourself. Don't put them on the table. Make that list of things you know is coming. The gift that you're going to get that's actually a dig. You know, it's always that person who gets you the clothes that aren't going to fit you. The victimized whining. The passive-aggressive showing up late because it wasn't the way your narcissistic family member wanted it. The quips about your weight. The being compared to other family members. The sullenness because they didn't get enough praise for whatever the heck they did. Whatever way they get to you, make a list of it. Because as you get closer to bingo, then you can give yourself something. Whatever it is. Does it mean you get to leave early? Maybe you're going to give yourself, I don't know, a little treat, soak in the tub. Have a little special list of special things to do for yourself. Make time out to use that gift card you got. There is something about narcissism bingo that really bolsters the next thing on the list, which is number 5, having realistic expectations. Because this is really the win. It is putting the radical acceptance into action. It is recognizing that this holiday season is not going to unfold anywhere near what you hoped. That the same issues that come up every year and will come up, that they're going to come up again. And this can really strangely relax some of the tension for you because as the stuff comes up, and it will come up, you're a little more ready for it. Remember, it's about not being surprised. Having realistic expectations doesn't necessarily lift the grief, but it may help you be more steeled and prepared in the face of it. Realistic expectations matter so much during the holiday season, and they can be such a hedge against the annual disappointment that feels so acute at this time of year. Number 6, please manage your social media usage. Even if you don't have a narcissistic family system or relationships to deal with, this is not a bad idea at this time of year, because if you really go down the social media rabbit hole, it looks like everyone has beautifully decorated homes and perfectly wrapped packages and children capable of keeping white clothes clean, who are cooperating with various matching pajama situations and come together and bake and cook and have a great time. It can magnify that sense of otherness that so many people who are navigating unhealthy, toxic, narcissistic relationships struggle with. And while I know it is not at all reassuring for you to hear that most of social media is just theater, it does hurt to look at this, and it can make toxic situations that you are navigating feel more toxic. So tuning out of it or setting limits on it for yourself during the holidays can be quite helpful. Number 7, try not to take the bait and find ways of making yourself useful, such as keeping an eye on the kids, cleaning up, cooking. However the narcissistic folks or enablers bait you, they bait you. And if you aren't always together with them throughout the year and the holidays become that time, then you may not be as ready for it as you, because you're just not as conditioned for it. So be ready and keep yourself busy. Maybe play outside with the kids or do crafts with them. Offer to clean up. Bring something to cook or bake. Whatever works to keep you out of the conversational fray and that you have to keep giving your attention to, just have something to do that's useful for the larger sort of festivity. This doesn't always work, but it can pull you out of the dead zone of sitting in a room or at a table where the narcissistic people are holding court and sort of looking for a fight. Number 8, create a tradition for yourself. Even your own personal gift list that you end up buying for yourself. Lots of holiday traditions are about groups, family, spouses, couples, in-laws. Make at least one that is your own. It may be a cookie you like to bake annually and you do it on your own, or maybe a decoration you put in your house. For some reason that makes absolutely no sense to me, I love putting up a tree. It's not even my damn cultural tradition. And over the years, I've accumulated a wide array of ornaments from my travels or that were given to me or that have photographs on them. And that tree, now that I put it up, it's for me. And once a year, I get to look at that reminder of a silly thing I picked up at a holiday fair in another city, or baby pictures of my kids or my nephew, or a pretty glass hummingbird someone got me. It's like it's like a pop-up for me. I don't get lost in whether people will help me with the tree or even if they like it. I used to make that mistake. I recognize now this is all for me. If other people enjoy it, then great. If I'm the only person who sees it, then great. Find that for you. It makes something during the season yours, and it contributes to that sense of individuation. Number 9, keep some of your routines. We cope best with stress when we have routines, things that ground us and let us cope with the messes of life. And since the holidays, especially when we have narcissistic families, are sometimes a time when we lose all of those routines, and kids may be out of school, we may be traveling, our work schedules are disrupted. We may lose some of those touchstones that make us more resilient when we are in the midst of the chaos and the disruption of the manipulative family dynamics. Or perhaps a narcissistic partner is thrown off by the disruption in their routine. Narcissistic people can get very sensitive when things don't go exactly as they need. Whether it's a walk you take in the morning, or a cup of tea you have, or an evening routine you maintain, wherever you are, this can help to ground you and kind of give you a sense of coping with the situation. And number 10, find a way to give back to your community. Meaning and purpose can be such an offset to what's happening in these relationships. If your narcissistic or emotionally abusive family system feels petty, unappreciative, or invalidating, find other ways to create some richness and give back. That could be volunteering, shopping for a toy drive, shopping for a food drive, checking in on a neighbor, whatever it is. Recognize that this whole holiday thing doesn't have to be about consumption and dysfunction, and rather it can be about a time when we slow down enough to notice other people, especially other people in need, and celebrate whatever it is you celebrate or that matters to you. To do this for others can give a texture and a meaning to this time of year that connects you to the larger world and can't be taken away by the toxic patterns that can make something as innocent as gift giving into an anxiety-inducing space. Being prepared is everything at this time of year, not just making holiday gift lists, but psychologically preparing and knowing that this year will not be different in most cases. The greatest disappointment I have witnessed that people have at the holiday season comes when the reality doesn't even come close to meeting our expectations, and that gap can be really wide in manipulative families. So please give yourself the gift of reality this year, and maybe buy yourself a new journal. You will probably need some fresh pages to keep writing on. So from me to you, happy holidays. Thank you for your support of this work. In 2024, thank you for the support of my book. Thank you for your support in this channel. And please try to make it as sane a holiday as possible.